Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Grant, and what I'm sure a lot of you also don't know is that I am actually a senior in high school, and going to Rice and taking comp160 here is by far the most challenging part of my high school career so far. So hopefully next year I will get to attend Rice with you all and further progress in my comp sci endeavors. But for now, I am the proud author of the game Gravity Sucks, a 2D platform which is based around the idea that you and a friend can sit down at a computer and play a nice competitive short game together and have some fun with it. So I think this is really the basis for how my game has progressed so far, because I got the idea for this game when in my comp sci class in high school, a bunch of people loved playing a very simple game called Slime Volleyball. And it's a very simple 2D little platform type game in which you and an opponent just each bounce a ball back and forth. And there's not much to it, but it's really popular because you and a friend can sit down and compete immediately right then and there with it. And I think that was really what drove me to make this game. Is I wanted a game that people could open in a tab, be excited to play, and just play for a couple minutes, have some fun with it, and compete. And so I think that's really what drove me to make this game and how I was able to structure and make the game the way that it is made today. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look. Gravity sucks! Exclamation point. Hello again everyone. So just wanted to take a quick look at my pitch sheet here. As you can see, I kept the basic idea of the game pretty similar to what I originally started with. The idea still stands that gravity does rotate 90 degrees to the left, as displayed by these four very high quality drawings here. That gravity will rotate 90 degrees to the left every time. You do still die by either hitting the edge of the arena or getting knocked off the platform. And also, so some of the stuff to look out for is that you do not change gravity by pressing a button. It is on a timer now, every 10 seconds, because a lot of people complained that they really had no use for changing gravity because they said it kind of complicated things. And I want that in there, so to encourage people to do it or to force it upon people, I just have it on a 10-second timer where it'll swap by itself, and it adds an extra element to watch out for. You also, out of this, is yes, it is a two-player platformer shooter, and it is a 2D arena. There's no scrolling of the map or anything. So let's go ahead and go straight to the game. Go right here. So we got the game right here. Let's go to the how to play. As I said, gravity resets every 10 seconds. Use it to your advantage or die trying. And notice here the score right here. You gain a life and extra life for every 5 platforms that you control every minute. So you get 10 points by controlling one platform, meaning it becomes your player's color, player 1 being blue and player 2 being red. And you control it by touching it. If you're the last one to have touched the platform, you control it. So what that means is that if you control, say, 7 platforms, that means you have 70 points. So at the 1 minute mark, you're going to get an extra life. Whereas if you have 10 platforms controlled, that's 100 points, you're going to get 2 lives at 1 minute in. So for player 1, you do use the arrow keys. W, for instance, for player 1 being to jump. You can double jump. S down being melee. A being left, D being right. And space being to shoot. And the controls are sort of the same for player 2, except O is to shoot instead of spacebar for player 1. Now I know a lot of people gave me some feedback that this is a bad hotkey, but I don't really have a lot of option here because the number pad does not work in Code Sculptor. It's not supported, and the shift and control, I don't know if it's Google or Windows, are classified as modifiers, and so I cannot use them, and so it doesn't give me a lot of option for what I can use. So you do have to play two-handed, and you just gotta kind of stick with O. But besides that, the object of the game: kill your opponent, stay alive as long as you can. Do that through capturing platforms, evading him as much as you want, doing whatever it takes to win. So let's go ahead and crank up a game here. Start game. Notice I can run around here. I can double jump across the platform, run around. I can melee. I can do some ranged here. Notice that the blue player here, player 1, fell off the edge because he went to the left here. Let's get a nice little safe spot there. So now notice they're all in some decently little safe spot there. But what's going to happen though is that I notice how every 10 seconds the gravity does swap 90 degrees to the right, or I'm sorry, 90 degrees to the left. But as I run back and forth along here, one thing to note is that the controls stay the same. Left and right are always going to be left and right, no matter where you are. And I think that was one of the things that a lot of people were complaining about, was my controls were a little complicated. So like right now, controls are normal, but in a few seconds when the gravity is shifted to the left, the being left would be your downs. That will be your melee. Up is going up on the screen. Down is going down on the screen, and left is, or right, sorry, is to jump. You can still double jump. So let's go and X out. We can go ahead and start a new game. Alright, so let's say that I go up here and I melee him a bunch, and my opponent just died. Yay, my opponent died. All the other bullets disappeared. I just killed him. 10 shots dead on. So now, let's end the game quick. Alright, notice I did extremely well the game. Player 2 rules and player 1 sucks. This being player 1. Player 2 over here, I had a 100% ranged accuracy here, meaning I hit every single one of my bullets, which is pretty awesome. I didn't melee at all, of course, so my melee hit was 0, and then player 1 kind of just sat there and took it, so he didn't do much of anything. So let's restart it here. Alright, so let's go ahead and say that I'm going to go ahead and start a new game here. Player 1 is dominating, which is, he missed a melee there, but that's okay, you know, he can recover. Let's go and start there, and player 1, just ended it, and shot an extra melee. So, now I got a few shots in. Player 1 seemed to do pretty well that time. So look, player 1 rules this time, player 2 sucks, and it seems we had a range hit of 88%, and you know, it makes sense. We had the one melee hit that knocked him back and missed one, so we had a 50% melee hit. So you know, not doing too bad. Player 1 does seem to rule. So with that to keep in mind, if you do end up running low on lives there towards the end, the best strat in this case, I believe, here, for instance, go down real quick, can see I can run around here and jump on all platforms, get a bunch of points ready, and then note that it is not until the minute mark that every single minute when this would be scored. Also, one thing to notice is that notice how since gravity is going down right now, I cannot at all touch these platforms that are vertical. These platforms are only accessible when gravity is to the left or right, because I can always jump through the bottom of a platform and land on the top. Think of it as doodle jump, but it changes direction mid-game. So I think that's it for the game of Gravity Sucks. Hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I encourage any feedback. It'd be great to know if this seems like a fun game to play or not. And thanks for all your help. It was a pleasure being in class with you. Thanks. Gravity sucks! Exclamation point.